I can.
Acts of service. Let's go.
Wait, should we talk about how lots of people are saying because I'm 39, I'm too picky and I shouldn't have so many. I shouldn't be asking for so much. I'm asking for too much because I'm 39.
Yeah, just out of curiosity. So, do you want kids?
I'm open either way.
You're open either way.
Yeah, I'm open to having a child. And if I don't have a child, then I'm okay with that.
Do you date people who do have kids?
I don't date people with children, no.
Okay.
Have you before?
I tried once because a friend of mine was like, why don't you try dating men with kids? And I tried it and it wasn't for me.
The question comes back to though, like if you do want to have kids, then obviously 39 you're getting on, so it's going to be much harder for you to have kids from now on. So then I think that's what people would be alluding to in terms of lowering the bar a little bit with your standards.
So for me, I only have probably a few years if I want to have a child. If I meet someone and we get on quickly and it's the right person and I get pregnant and we have a child, that's beautiful. If I don't meet the man who is for me until my 50s and that time has passed for me, I can show my maternity and my femininity and that love in other ways. And it will probably be something that I do mourn to some extent. But that's okay. I just would want to find the right person for me.
And how much are you willing to wiggle in terms of this arrangement? Because if you did want to have kids, like we just said, that the clock's ticking quite a bit. Do you have wiggle room there, or are you pretty set in your ways?
It depends on what we're wiggling on.
Let's just take the first date for example.
Okay.
I think that you expect too much in terms of the first date.
Okay.
I can understand that you'd
asking him or having him.
I'll explain it. So like I can understand why you'd want someone to be financially sort of stable, and then obviously that first date thing, that's a generosity thing, and that's an attractive thing. But in terms of paying for the first dates, maybe the guy is just seeing if you're willing to go halves. Like maybe he's willing to. Maybe he's just doing that to just see if you understand reciprocity.
Maybe, and I've gone halves, and I've reached for my wallet, with the intention to offer. I've also not
done the
reached.
old fumble,
it doesn't. Yeah,
proper reach.
But I'll if I'm going, like I'll actually, I will. So I've done all the different.
I'm not sure if I really necessarily believe you when you say that that's an automatic no-go, because it has to be something else that happened in the date. Because if it was a really good date and if he was a good prospect, and if you do want to have kids in the future, surely you wouldn't just not go on a second date because he.
It's an interesting question, because I think the men that I'm going on dates with, they don't want me to pay for half. So I'm trying to imagine a scenario with a man I'm going on a date with who wants to go halves, but I'm not.
What about, like I just said, reciprocity? Okay. He wants you to be showing that you're willing to reciprocate from the jump.
Okay, so if I'm on a date and he wants me to go halves, I'll go halves. I've said that.
But then you won't go on a second date?
Probably not. But
what if it was a good date otherwise? And what if you were actually very surprised because he was generous in other regards and he strikes you as a generous person?
Yeah, then I would. It's not an end all be all. It's just it's a difficult question, because the men that I go on dates with are not asking me to go halves. It's just like not in their nature really, maybe, to ask me to go halvesies. So I'm not in that scenario.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I don't.
So there. I mean, getting back to the whole wiggle room thing, there is wiggle room. You do have wiggle room in terms of the dates, because it
depends on what we're wiggling on.
Like I just said.
Like what? Like he does. Like
his
he
penis?
goes. Like he goes. Like he goes halvesies on a first date.
Yeah. Just little things like that, because if you do want to have children, then that should be something that you're pursuing with some vigor, rather than just saying, oh well, not him. So if you're pursuing it, then you'd want to maybe get to know somebody on a deeper level before you reject them for not wanting to pay for the date every time.
Sure, I understand that. Yeah.
Jake from Rattlesnake TV, are you saying that she has too high standards?
Yes, I am actually.
Oh my god. Well,
I actually appreciate the standards though. I like the fact that you know what you want. But in terms of your own, if I were you, and you were sort of heading towards your 40s.
Date a homeless person. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
It's not. I don't. My personal opinion is that it's not a very nice existence to be north of 50 and not have a family. So
That's fair.
Yeah.
I was also thinking about never being married ever, so we might have like slightly different,
I think that's
mindsets
also
in that.
pretty.
So, yeah.
Their Almed Meatball donated $100.
Thank you, man.
Why not consider just doing it yourself? Or at least freeze your eggs to keep your options open.
Freeze the eggs option?
Are they suggesting doing it yourself as in having a child?
Yeah, they're
by
saying
yourself?
have a child on your own, like freeze your eggs.
We know what happens to children who are raised without a father.
I don't.
Prison.
I wouldn't do IVF.
Prison, poverty.
Prison.
Wait, children who are raised by only their father?
No.
Children who are raised.
Father in the home.
Oh, with
Children who are raised in single mother homes are 20 times more likely to end up in prison. Far more likely to end up in poverty, drop out
Other
of high
bad
school.
things.
Yeah.
what about single fathers?
Single fathers is much less. Single dads. Well, I mean, because obviously single dads have more of the tough love, and then single mothers are more nurturing. So especially if you're a young boy, you're going to walk all over your mother.
Yeah, and we're also looking at the majority of people that are going to prison are also men. So boys that grow up without a strong and good male figure in their lives, that's the result of it.
Yep.
And also, I was raised in a single mother home. I was raised in a single parent home, and I feel like it's not the greatest environment to grow up in because you have so much of a burden put on you. Because I was the oldest, so I kind of was the second parent, and I don't think it's fair. I don't think everyone has the right to be a parent, and I don't think freezing eggs is a ethical way to do things.
Yeah.
Would you guys date a single father?
I would. That's right.
I love that for you.
Brad Pitt.
Would you
hit
pay
me
for the
up.
first date?
Huh?
Would you pay for the first date?
Well, he's a
African
single
children.
father.
You got high
African
standards,
children.
okay?
So
Yeah, you know,
I
he's-
did date a single father, and it was not in the plans. I never saw myself doing so. It was just we were good friends, and it progressed into more. He was a great guy, but we didn't align on a lot of values, and the kids thing was a problem for me.
Did you meet the kids?
I did, yeah.
call you mommy?
Did you
met
scold? I bet you're a great scolder.
I met the kids
Wonderful
before we
scolder.
started dating because, like I said,
Okay.
we were friends. So I had met them prior to us starting to date. But yeah, I did realize that in terms of especially how he was a great parent, but we had differences in how I would personally handle things if they were my kids or if we had kids together. There would be a lot of issues there.
Word. Would you date a single mom?
No.
I don't think I would date a single mom.
Nope. I wouldn't.